not stop it.
Don't do it again, mate. Honestly, don't do it again.
We are the counter-revolution. It's not going anywhere, mate. Everyone's had enough.
The Islamification of Europe is going to eradicate us.
I witnessed my friends die for this green and pleasant land. And we are here to take it back.
The police have now entered into the crowd. An uprising is set to take place here in the United Kingdom. Some may even say it is the beginning of a revolution. As freedom of speech is underneath attack here, millions of people are here out in the streets of the United Kingdom to take back their country and get their speech back. And the leader of this rally is Tommy Robinson here in the United Kingdom, and let's go meet with him right now.
Welcome to Pegasus versus the World, where we take on challenges, comedy, trending topics, and some travel.
City boy! City boy!
All right, yeah, we're back. We're back. This is Nick Shirley, which is crazy with everything going on. Like, I just did a conversation piece where Nick Shirley is in Chicago, and it's showing you how wild it is in the actual hood, the streets of Chicago. Now, that video hasn't released yet. It will come out sometime on this channel. But this kid has balls of steel, man. He'll go anywhere. And he just talks to people. Just talks to people. It's wild. What's interesting is with the stuff that just happened to Charlie Kirk, there's potential that people like him and anyone who even covers this stuff gets taken out. This is facts. Now, I wanted to get into this. I know I have a bunch of people from the UK that follow me, Australia, Canada, all over the world, but I've noticed the people from the UK and Australia show up a lot. I am not here, boots on the ground. I'm just watching this, so I'm going to try to stay as balanced as possible. I know sometimes things are shown, and then there's things going on the other side of the docket. So I don't, I want to be fair in my assessment of this. But for example, he said there's millions of people there. And the reporting has said there was 110,000 people there. However, from a lot of people that I heard that were in the streets and taking the footage from what's it called? Drones, they're like, the news is reporting there were hundreds of thousands of people there. But the word is that there was a lot more. Let's say, I'm not saying there was a million or millions, but the word is there was a lot more people out than they want to admit. I don't know. I'm just putting that out there. See what you guys think. There's also something very important I need some help with on this subject. It's about political violence. I went and made a statement doing these videos, and I might have been incorrect. And if I was incorrect, then I need to retract that. Absolutely. I made the statement that I felt like the most political violence has come from the left. It is coming from the left. And I may have been incorrect with that statistically. And the honorable thing to do is say publicly that, hey, I was incorrect, and we got to retract that, and we got to look at things. But the reason I'm having trouble with this is because as I went down the statistics, I noticed they were skewed. And we can talk about that during this reaction as well. Now, I'm not saying those statistics aren't right, and the right hasn't caused more political violence, but what I am going to say is it's really interesting when you start diving into the weeds of it on Google and ChatGPT, the way that it's positioned. So we can have a conversation about that as well. Regardless, let's get into this. This is on Nick Shirley's channel. It's important to go over there and watch this, listen to it, without me. I'm not going to watch this whole video. It's 30 minutes long. We're going to get the meat and potatoes of it, watch some, have conversations, and do that. If you don't know who I am by now, I'm Black Pegasus. Link in the description to my other channels, because I have a channel that I don't talk anything about politics, anything about trending topics. I just do music reactions, and I create music over there, all right? So if you're kind of like, I don't like this, P, go on over there and have a good time. It's fine. It's fine. This isn't everyone's cup of tea, but we gonna dive. Anyway, I said dive. We gonna dive. That's what I said, just in case there's any misconstruation there. This is crazy if you got an interview with Tommy Robinson. This is wild. Anyways, yeah, you guys tap it in the comments. Let me know what you think of all of this. People will automatically go ahead and label this from the outside looking in that this is a far-right event. This is a far-right event. I would love to know from you guys, is there a lot of regular people here? Because I'm just a regular person, and some people are starting to call me far-right just for even just watching these things or talking about it and asking questions. So I think that's a dangerous thing and slippery slope. So please tap it into the comments. I would love to hear from the people. Let's go. The UK revolution has started.
In the streets of the United Kingdom to take back their country and get their speech back. And the leader of this rally is Tommy Robinson here in the United Kingdom, and let's go meet with him right now. To what extent will the people let freedom of speech be attacked here in the United Kingdom?
They've allowed it to be attacked for 20 to 30 years. This is the spark of a cultural revolution where the public are saying no more. We're fed up of your hate speech laws. We're fed because hate speech laws aren't used against everyone. They're used against British people, and they're used to try and silence us and stop us criticising government failure and gangs. It will prevent us even speaking about it. There is no free speech. Just Americans understand. There's only one place in the world that has free speech. It's the United States of America, and there's only some people who are fighting for free speech, and none of them are in our parliament.
Wow. That kind of got goosebumps. No wonder they're afraid of this character. I don't know much about Tommy Robinson, from other than what I've heard from. I mean, I've heard some from the left and right. So, but I don't really know. I haven't done a dive on Tommy Robinson. But every time he speaks, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of get the goosebumps because, like, with him saying what he said about the United States. And I talk to people a lot out here. I'm like, hey, you guys are really taking what we have for granted here, right? You're really taking what we have for granted. And this is, I'm going to be very deliberate here. It's on both sides, right? Because when we're on the left side of things and they want to do like more censorship or hate speech, right? Blah, blah, blah. It's not much different from the right side of things. When sometimes you'll see right-wing pundits or whatever, or left-leaning people criticize foreign governments, then the right wants to shut that down. And then the same with the left, when the right wants to talk about, let's say, trans issues, they want to shut that down. But we have a really unique thing here that I believe is beautiful, and that's free speech. And people got to open their eyes to watching both sides playing this tennis game, because if you allow one side to take free speech from the other side, and that could be the right with the left scrutinizing, whatever it is they're scrutinizing, or, the left taking something from the right for, criticizing or scrutinizing something else. That's where it becomes dangerous, is what I believe. So I don't know. That I just thought, I was surprised he mentioned America like that. That's crazy. And I don't really know what's going on in the UK. I'm not there on the ground, so I typically will reference things that I've had lived experience or been to. Like, I've actually been to China. I've been to Colombia. I've been to Panama. I've been to Mexico. I've been to every state in the U.S. 5 or 6 times. I've been to Canada. I've been to all of Europe. But I don't have boots on the ground there right now, right? So I try to speak from my lived experience and things I've seen and see things I've seen change. But this does look pretty wild. I've never seen anything like this going on in the UK, so y'all have to put me on to other things that have happened similar.
People coming from all over the world here today, and you have quite literally millions of people here on the streets of London. The streets are completely filled. Do you guys feel like freedom of speech is underneath attack here?
Yes, I think we should be able to have freedom of speech without being called racist at the end of the day.
And what will happen if you guys do not get your freedom of speech back? If you guys cannot just post on Instagram?
That'll never happen. We'll always have freedom of speech. Look at today. Look at today. You're never going to stop us. Freedom of speech.
Let it happen. But if we do, we'll turn into a communist country.
And are you guys ready to start a revolt and to start a war if necessary?
The revolution has already begun.
So you would say that the revolt, the revolution has already begun?
The moment Charlie Kirk died, 2 days ago, the revolution began on that day. As Nick Tenconi said, they'll be met with true Christian courage.
The freedom of speech means that other people that you don't agree with, you might not like what they say, but they have the right to say it.
And is that not happening here?
Well, they're arresting about 30 people a day for tweets, apparently. In the UK, you get police turning up at people's doors. I was at a trial with Graham Linehan, but as he arrived in London from Arizona, he was arrested at the airport by 5 armed police officers, okay, and that was for 3 tweets that he made online.
In what ways has your freedom of speech been taken away from Keir Starmer and the government here?
There's no free speech in the UK. Someone was arrested the other day for calling someone a muppet.
So you Google it now, UK police Muppet arrest, and because they found it offensive, the police acted on that and arrested them for it.
So you can quite literally just get arrested for saying something offensive.
Yeah, anything.
If I said your shirt was ugly and you look like crap and you smell like poo.
You got ginger hair, you got no soul. They can arrest you for it.
Do you think freedom of speech is underneath attack here?
Oh,
Yo.
for sure. In the United Kingdom.
There's Tyler Oliveira. Let's go. That's crazy too. Really big journalistic YouTubers, meaning Tyler Oliveira will be dropping, because see, he takes a little more time with his edits. Nick is just kind of more raw. Like, he just shows up like, let's freaking get it. This is interesting. Now, I haven't fact checked anything being said here, so I would love for you guys to just go ahead and look these things up on your own. Don't just watch my videos and be like, Black P said this and that's what it is. Or, this dude said this and something popped up on the screen and that's what it is. Go do your due diligence. That's important right now. Because this is very similar to Hunger Games, not what they're doing, but the world, right? Like, there's propaganda being spewed from both sides. And that's what I'm starting to really see in depth. Now, at the beginning of this video, I talked about this political violence coming from the right wing. And through historically, if you ask ChatGPT, Google, or anything else, it will say historically it's overwhelmingly comes from the right wing. And so I started looking into that. And in the last 10 years, statistically, it would look that way. But something that made me raise my eyebrows, I was looking at it, it said the Club Q shooting was in that. And I was like, hold on. If you guys don't know, I live in Colorado. When the Club Q shooting happened, I lived 10 minutes away from that club. And everything that I saw and read, the dude who did that was like a non-binary person, which would lean to the left. But what they were saying, because it was, since it targeted an LGBTQ club, that they labeled it as a right-wing incident. And so that opened my eyes to start kind of dipping my toe into like, okay, let me understand this a little bit better. And so if you guys know any information and can help me clarify this, because there's one thing that I super don't understand. But anyways, as I started going through it, they will count for the right wing. They have them all down, like the Oath Keepers, I think the Proud Boys, the Boogaloo, and a bunch of militias, right? They have militias labeled, but in America, they don't have, so violent acts from BLM, rioting, looting, those autonomous zones where people were killed, none of that counts as a left-wing political violence thing. Also, Antifa is considered a movement, and they position it like, hey, because it's like this local thing here or there, it's not a well-polished militia. It's more of a movement, so it's not considered left-wing violence that comes from there. And I just thought that was interesting as I'm seeing the tensions rise from both sides. And it also seems like they've been tracking things since the early days better from the right, because it does seem like the right has been more active. Now, this is what I need a clarification for, because I don't understand this. The first form of right-wing political violence that is very noticeable, and Google and ChatGPT mention it first, is the KKK. It's the first thing. But the KKK was the Democratic Party. It was the Southern Democrats that were the KKK. But it's listed as right-wing violence. Now, around the civil rights time, or a little bit after, I get the exact date confused, but the party switched. But I don't understand why you would have the Southern Democrats, the KKK, switch to the Republican Party, which was the party of minority senators and congresspeople. It was the Republican Party was the party that introduced minority people of color, to the Senate and the Congress in the United States. So that's really confusing. And I don't, and even trying to talk to ChatGPT, I was explaining like, hey, it was like, I understand why this could be very confusing and this is very tricky, but it wouldn't answer the question. It wouldn't answer that question. So if anyone could help me kind of dice through some of that, or have a little more historical knowledge of these things, and you're not like trying to troll or be like fight for one side or the other. I just need a little direction as I look into this stuff a little bit more, because again, if I'm going to come on these places and speak publicly and say things, like in my real life lived experience, I felt like I've been seeing, for example, in Denver. So I talk about lived experience in Denver. there was some type of, I don't know if it was a protest, but a security guard in Denver shot a MAGA, a Trump guy, in the face. And this isn't categorized as political violence. It's just categorized as an assault or a regular homicide. But they were literally arguing about politics. The security guy, you can look up this story because I remember it happening during 2020. This is when I started paying attention to the left-wing violence, and that's not on there either. And then they're charting things like the Club Q shooting as a right-wing event. So I'm just like seeing a few stats. I was like, I need to look at this because it seems like something's wrong. And there's definitely, anger and tension on the left, just as there is tension on the right. Now, what was it? The bombing of the World Trade Center. There's a lot of stuff. When you really start digging into it, the right wing has been politically violent for sure, But I was all leaning into, the Weather Underground, which is left leaning. And when I started looking at it, I felt like I got a little bit of a slap in the face and something that, needs to be assessed. You can't just go on here and I can't go on here and just spit fakery. I just refuse to do it. So it's something before I speak on political violence in such, and I don't think I was like, I'm standing on business. The left is so violent. I think I was starting to lean into the narrative that the right has been saying because of the Charlie Kirk assassination. I do think they come off more violent. I have gotten more threats from so my lived experience, I was like, they're not wrong, right? But as I look into it historically, I might be wrong. And I'm okay with that, but I need to fix that and be on point if I am wrong. All right, let's watch a little bit more, and then we'll ride off into the sunset. That's crazy, Tyler Oliveira.
It was ugly, and you look like crap, and you smell like poo.
You got ginger hair. You got no soul. They can arrest you for it.
Do you think freedom of speech is underneath attack here?
Oh, for sure. In the United Kingdom, I think the problem we have in the United States is you have the freedom of speech, but if you get killed, whoever killed him, referring to Charlie Kirk, apparently a large percentage of the country will celebrate it.
Here, they don't have the freedom of speech. In the United States, we do, and they're killing people because of it. And here, they're wishing they had that same freedom that we have.
Oh, for sure, they're envious. It's a slippery slope out here when you apply these qualifiers to freedom of speech, right? Because they have Article 10, but they have all these, breach of peace, hate speech, all these things that qualify and limit your...
So Tyler Oliveira really knows his stuff. Like if you guys really want some really good, like on the ground YouTube journalism, that's like really, he's just as courageous as Nick Shirley. I don't feel like he's a right winger either. He's not right. I try not to follow right wingers like that, you guys. Like I watch people who are on the right wing. Like I'll listen to Steven Crowder, but then I'll go listen to Breaking Points. I'll listen to PBD and Tim Pool and Dave Smith and I'll listen to all of it, but then I try to make my own assessments. I'll listen to Asmongold. I'll check out some Young Turks or Hassan. Like I listen to a lot of different stuff from time to time, but I try my hardest to put people on like this who are a little less like pushing a specific, and if the narrative's correct, I'm all for it, right? But I'm just starting to see through the dirt more and more as I go on this journey, and that's just my journey to go on. But I always want to seek the truth first. Well, seek the kingdom of God first, but truth. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're at.
Your ability to actually freely speak.
And is your freedom of speech and is your voice underneath attack right now?
Imagine being in a revolution and seeing this. This century is so crazy. This is insane. That's insane, bro. We're really sheltered, you guys. Like, we've really had it good. It's really comfortable. Like, anyways. And no disrespect to this young lady. It's just, the outfit's great. Great for, like, a football game, some soccer, so whatever. But for the revolution, that's just a little wild to me. But let's go.
Yes, it is. I've been banned from all social medias, pretty much, apart from X.
How angry are you currently at the current government and Keir Starmer?
The government under Keir Starmer, it's just a complete joke.
And do you think Western civilization is at threat due to the rise of Islam here in...
Right, okay, so I don't know if anyone recognizes me, but I am in the adult entertainment industry. But I seem to be the only person that realizes that the Islamification of Europe is going to eradicate us. The last few weeks, the last few days has shown me that we're at a turning point, and that's what people are saying. That there seems to be a glimmer of hope now, that people are starting to wake up. Awake is the new woke. Don't be woke, be awake, and people are waking up.
You think we have millions of people out here today?
That's crazy. She's an adult star. Not that it's that you can't be involved and have political views being an adult entertainment star. It is interesting though, because movements, right? Like, so Islam and the Christian movement would typically on paper be against like adult entertainment. But I do feel like when we're talking about liberalism, I don't know what the hell. Okay, let's just talk about sexual expression is way more open in Europe, period. You know, this is the place where it's legal, where there's red light districts, etc. And I don't know if they got it wrong or right. I know that in America, people probably do it as much, but it's just in the darkness. You know, it's way more dangerous. It's because it's not legalized. So, you know, again, having Christian values, you're just supposed to say no to this stuff. But then just being a human and understanding humans, like literally Jesus was rolling around with these type of women, you know, like this was going on. Harlots is a thing. It's always going to be a thing. So I don't know how that should be positioned. It's above my pay grade, but that was an interesting interview. You know, what's unique about me being American and being in this place and, you know, having people who are friends that are Muslim, but me being Christian, me working with a bunch of Latin people, Asian people, Jewish people. I just don't have that in my heart. Like, you know, I don't know, maybe I'd have to be there and see what is going on specifically. Saying that Islamic people are trying to eradicate them, I don't know if it feels like a stretch. But I'm not, there are radical Islamists that potentially that would be, that's something that, you know, might be on their agenda. But for a lot of the people I know that are involved in the Islamic faith, that's just not where they're at. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. This is some murky water, and I would love to hear from the comments section. I do understand why these people potentially need, if the things that they're saying even have a percentage of truth, there's definitely an understanding of why they're standing up and why that would need to happen.
Yeah, well, they were originally going to be about 1 million, but they're now saying it's going to be 3 million, something like that, bro. So we're all here, we're all uniting, we all want to be peaceful, you know, get our voices heard. But...
Absolute madness. Look at all these people. Sea of people does not stop. Everybody's chanting, Keir Starmer is a wanker. What is Keir Starmer?
He's a wanker! Keir Starmer, baby girl!
Here we go. It's about to start. Oh. Tommy now has arrived to the rally.
There's really a small percentage of black people in the UK. Like I looked it up back in the day. It's like super small in comparison to America. And I'm seeing a couple brothers in the crowd here and there. I have seen a few as watching this video.
Hear the shouts of Tommy Robinson, and people are ready to make a shift here in the United Kingdom. In Great Britain, they do.
All right, well, I'm gonna leave this for you guys to check out. We're 26 minutes on my video. His video is 32 minutes, and we've only watched 6 minutes. So that means I've talked for about 20 minutes. So go watch this on Nick Shirley's channel. If you want to go check Tyler Oliveira's channel as well when he drops, you know, show love. I'm being honest, this seems pretty damn peaceful for this many people mobilized. This is super peaceful, especially when you're talking about the R-word gangs and what has happened to people on the ground out there. Like for them to be this peaceful is actually wild. Like if I'm being honest, because like I'm raising daughters. And so I don't want to provoke this weird intensity because I I don't think it's not happening, right? I don't think the R-word gangs out there are not happening, but I feel like because I'm not there, there might be things that I'm missing a little bit, you know? But all I'm going to say is, as a father of children, that type of shit needs to be eradicated, period. Like, there should be no place in civil society for even the concept of an R-word gang, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. That's just not acceptable by any means. And if that is happening, it needs to be called out and it needs to be taken out of society, right? Right? It doesn't need to be there. That's not. Anyways, y'all let me know. Like, share, comment, subscribe. There's a lot of stuff going on, but hey, we keep it moving. You guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace be with you.
City boy, city boy.